And in this episode, we have Priscilla, a passionate and forward-thinking home baker who started an online baking business 11 years ago called Cup Size C Bakery to share with us the ins and outs of home baking business. Coming up next. So today we have Priscilla as our guest on the show. So she's also the owner of Cup Size Cupcakes. So I will leave Priscilla to introduce herself to us and her business. So yeah, Priscilla, maybe you can introduce yourself to the
Hi.
audience.
Okay, hi. My name is Priscilla, but you all can call me Pris. I'm a business owner for Cup Size Cupcakes. Actually, it's a home-based bakery business. And actually, recent years we've rebrand our names from Cup Size Cupcakes to Cup Size C because we started our business in baking, focusing on cupcakes because there was the rave at that time. But after a while, we also do cookies, cakes. So we thought, hey, it's more appropriate to change it to Cup Size C instead, which C stands for cakes, cupcakes, cookies, and all this. Yeah. So we have been in the industry for about 11 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
11 years.
Wow, so what were you doing before the 11 years?
Before the 11 years, I was actually a HR recruiter
Oh,
and
okay.
doing recruitment and also training logistic.
Okay. So what made you started to I want to start this home bakery business? Because I remember back then 11 years COVID, because of COVID, a lot of people started home baking. So 11 years is actually you're one of the
Very
pioneer, right? So wow, very forward thinking in that sense. So what made you start that?
okay. It is really about family. So
Mm,
about 12 years ago, I gave birth to my boy. Yeah. So at that time, I think family was on the priority list for me and my husband. So we decided that we don't want to be typical parents who just leave the kids to grandparents
is
or
it?
to childcare centers or anything like this. So we thought, hey, if we didn't want to have that option, then the only thing we need to do is to stay home. And
Mm,
that means, usually the mom has to so-called sacrifice. But at that point in time, I didn't see it as a sacrifice because
mm,
um, it's all about family values, building the kids and all these things. So I quit my job. And I stay home. I stay home for a while. And after a while, I was like thinking, hey, I need to do something. Otherwise, I think,
yeah.
I'll start talking to the walls and to the air and everything. And I love baking since I was young. My
Mm,
mom, she bakes for all the family members. So I pick it up from her since young. So when I was home at that period after I quit my job, I started baking for occasions like my husband's birthday, my
mm,
nieces and nephew birthday and all this, and started baking for friends. So friends who came to our house, I will bake like cookies, cakes, and they started saying that, hey, not bad, like not nice, I want to sell or not. So I said, huh? No lah, cannot lah, this kind cannot. I only have a small, I remember my first oven was a Tefal, very small oven. I said, cannot lah, how to sell? So they say, no lah, you try. So from there I said, okay lah, maybe I try baking for y'all lah. So that's how it all got started. And after a year or so, then we thought like, hey, this will be a steady stream of income. I mean,
mm.
not say like big money, but at
Yep,
least as a stay-home mom, it's a
yep.
bit of pocket money for me. So
Mm-mm.
at least I can be financially independent,
Yeah,
like
true.
maybe 11 years ago, nobody talked about financial independence for ladies. Like, fast
Mm.
forward 11 years later, like today,
Yeah,
everyone on social media was like, oh, women
exactly.
has to be financially independent and all.
Yeah.
So back then, the thought was just to stay home, take care
Mm.
of my boy, and also had some pocket money. So
Okay.
that's how it all got started. Just from
Ah,
a few words from friends. Yeah.
And encouragement, I think, and
Yes,
also
encouragement.
because you really enjoy the baking itself. It wasn't like something added on, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So actually, but just now you mentioned something that I thought would really encourage, especially new mothers, because I also have heard of, I have a friend who just gave birth and things like that. And how do you manage as a new mother, taking care of the boy as well as baking? Because well, as new mothers, a lot of things are on your plate. How do you manage that whole so many changes?
I think support is very very important,
Okay.
and mothers are usually new mothers. They are very overwhelmed with, I must be, I must be 100% perfect. I must be, I must be able to um, care for my kid. When the kid scream, I must be there immediately. You know,
Yeah.
but I think they have to remember that we are all human beings. You know,
Mm,
like besides caring for your child, you have to care for yourself first.
mm,
So as new mothers, right? Yes, I do agree. You get anxiety. You know, like, oh no, you know, is the baby hungry? Is the baby this? The baby that? But
yeah.
um, like I always think it's just like when we're taking a flight, you know, like those
Okay.
pre-flight, they will
Mm,
always tell you that, oh, adults, and in terms of emergency, you have to put on your life jacket first. You
yeah,
have to
yeah,
put
yeah.
on, you know, your gas mask first before you go and assist your child. Because if you are
Mm,
not well, how are you going to do that? So
yeah.
so right from the beginning, new mothers, you must have that mindset first. If
Mm,
otherwise, you will not be able to or I should say, you will always feel that you have failed your children because
mm,
you did not take good care of them.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
back then for me was like, I had very strong support from my husband. He's a very very
Mm,
hands-on daddy. So he recognized that there are times that I need to have a break. So when he comes back home in the evening, he usually just really let me go off, like just do whatever I need, and he will take care of the boy.
mm,
And during the day, at times, I also had my mom, my parents, who will help me. So as
okay.
and when I really needed, like mummies, we are all human beings. We also fall sick. We will
Yeah.
also fall sick. So there are times that
Mm,
you will have a bit of headache or even a small sneeze. You'll get very anxious and say, I don't want to pass to my children, you know. Then you will get all flustered and don't know what to do. Then that's
yeah.
when you will feel that you have failed. You have failed as a mom. But
Mm,
I don't think that should be the case. We need to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
recognize our needs and
Yes, yes.
sought for help. But
Yeah, yeah.
I still say that family support is very, very important.
True, true.
Yeah, so moms should not be afraid to tell yourself that you need to be in your best form. Then
Mm,
you need to take care of yourself first, yourself
yeah,
before the baby, because
yeah.
that will be the best benefit. And secondly, you must not be afraid to ask for help from family
Mm,
members. Yeah, I think that is
yeah,
very,
yeah, yeah.
very important.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. I think you must take that first step to first be aware that you need help and go and seek
Mm,
help. And I think
yes,
especially as a new mother, you really need help. So I think sometimes we are very blessed with the community around us lah to really lend
yes,
us the helping hand. Not just family, but I think even right now, I think in the recent news, you hear of how couples will need help. They go online, and there's an online community who just jump in to support. So I think
yes,
new mothers need to know that there is help out there. They're not alone in that sense.
yes. There's a lot of mommy support group, which is
Mm.
very good. During my time, is just the beginning of mommy
Yeah.
support group, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah,
so
correct, correct.
now for mummies now, I think they are really very privileged. You are really very blessed. So you just have to take the first step out.
Okay,
Not to
true.
feel like we always say, oh yeah, I don't need to feel paiseh, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
if you
yeah.
feel embarrassed, then mm, you are the one who's losing out lah. You
True,
know,
true, true.
yeah, you
Yeah,
are
yeah,
the
yeah,
one who's
true.
losing out. So I think people now are also more willing to share. You know,
Yeah,
they
true, true.
will not withhold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, true, true, true. So in this 11 years in the business, I would say that it has given you a lot of opportunity to see your boy grow up and to be there with him. But if you were to
definitely.
so if you were to turn back time, is there one thing that you would wish you had known earlier when you first started the business?
Um, I wouldn't say I wish I have known, because if you ask me, I will still take the same steps over again, make the same choices. But I would wish that, when I first started out, I know the power of social media.
Ah, okay.
Comparing then and now,
Yes.
when I look at business that started now during this 1 year plus for COVID, right?
Yeah.
I think social media, the power of social media is really undeniable. Which I think back then, maybe not only for myself, maybe for other business owner as well. We
Yeah.
do hope that social media was as available. I'll say available. I won't say that advanced, but I'll say as available as what it is now. Because when I started, it's there's like food business, food
Yeah. Yeah.
industry, so people will be a bit skeptical. Like when you order cake, even for today,
Yeah. Yeah.
you will want to order a cake from big names, right?
Yeah.
And then the
Yes. Yes.
safest to go to will be like
Yeah.
those in the shopping market, in the
Yeah.
shopping
Yeah.
mall and all this.
Yeah.
And those like standalone bakery, pastries, all this, you will want to look for feedback on social media, whether it's on Facebook or on Google and all this. Back then, when we had to really work our way. We have to give a lot of, I would say like
Yes.
free
Yes. Yes.
giveaway,
Yes. Yes.
whether
Yes. Yes.
people
Yes.
like it or not.
Gain
You
trust.
just have to do, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you ask me, probably this will be the one thing that I wish that 11 years ago, social media is as accessible as what it is now. It will make things
Okay.
definitely easier.
Yeah. 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 So,
Mm.
so in the past few years, have you tried to go more in depth into social media marketing yourself? I mean, you have an IG page, but other in your experience, what are the things that you have sort of explored, based on this digital media boom?
Yeah, I have learned. I took like short courses and
Okay.
learn from Facebook and all this, that uh, to make use of IG, make
Mm,
use of Facebook to keep posting,
mm,
to keep doing posting, because it is important for you to stay on the feed.
yes, yes, yes.
Like when people search
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
you, or even when they scroll through IG and
Mm,
Facebook,
yeah.
for business owner, whether you are in whichever trade lah, I think, even for like
Mm,
property, even for maybe I would say like even for printing,
yeah,
stickers printing and all this, you really have to make use of social media. So for
yeah.
me, I do more posting
Mm,
now, as much
yes, yes.
as I have to, and as much as I like to. I'm
Yeah.
trying my best. I come
No, I
from an
understand.
era. Yeah, I come from an era that we don't really rely on social
Yeah,
media.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now
Correct,
for
correct.
us, we have to, for me personally, I have to tell myself that I have to take on the mindset of those youngsters,
Mm,
those really,
mm,
really youngsters, and whether I like it or not, for business, I have to do it. So I
yes,
just have
yes,
to
yes,
get on
yes.
social media.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So was there some, because a lot of people, like you say, like maybe people in our age, because we see social media when it was very young, then it started to grow. Then now it's like very mature, like it's very
Mm.
it's like it's booming. So of course, I think it will take for the youngsters who are very familiar with the social media, they were like, "Wow, post ah, not an issue." But for us, we have to sort of adjust. I mean, for me, even for myself. So how do you over your mindset? Is it really just to say that okay, it's really for the business? I put aside my maybe my ego and my how people look at me, and I just post. Is that how your mindset is to help you?
Yes, you just have to do it. But of course, at the same time, you must be very clear
Mm.
about what you are posting,
Yep, yep.
because when you look through, because social media is not something that you can learn in school. It's not something like you go to a class and they tell you,
Yeah.
hey, this is what you post, this is what you
Mm.
cannot post, because it's very personal, it's very individual, it's really up to you alone.
Yep.
So you must be very clear about what you want to achieve. What do you want to what do you want your audience to look for? So basically for me, my mindset was I put myself in a consumer point of view. Like if I were to go to this, click on this account, what do I want to see? You know, like it's a cakes, it's a bakery account, you know. I want to click in and I want to look at the beautiful cakes. I want to look at the beautiful cookies. And maybe sometimes I would like to look at some postings about baking. Yeah. But if let's say I were to click in and say, wow, this person, this is a bakery, you know, and oh, I see cakes, cookies, then I see some information, that's nice. Then after that, here and there, you see the owner posting like lifestyle photos.
Oh yeah.
Wow, then I think one or two will be okay, because sometimes it's just like a magazine, you know, you need something to add on. But if on a regular basis, then I think it's a bit turned off. So with that mindset, I have to be very focused lah. And sometimes you will really lose track. So when you lose track, you have to pull yourself back. And I think one of my job is to on a daily basis is to really go and scroll through to see what other people post. You know, not limited to my own industry, but also to everyone. Only then will you know how to build up your social media and how to like promote your own business. I cannot think back to 11 years ago that by word of mouth, my cakes is nice, you know, people will just come to me. No lah, you know, it doesn't work that way anymore.
Correct, exactly. In fact, I think social media is actually the way we communicate with our customers has never changed in the 11 years. What has, you know, it used to be advertisement, it used to be TV commercials, but now it's on our device, so easy. But I think the thing that business owners have to put in the effort is really to know how to communicate in that manner, right?